Welcome everybody, Russ McDonough, aka the Nomadic Veteran. Welcome to another video, and as promised, a sneak peek of inside Lisa or Liza. We haven't decided yet. Anyway, let's go. Welcome to our humble abode. Before I give you a sneak peek, which in all honesty, that's what you're here to look at, isn't it? Not to listen to me gob off. I just wanted to say real quick, the video we put out telling the YouTube world that we bought a boat, the reaction we got was crazy. I certainly wasn't expecting a reaction, a positive reaction I should say. Like the amount of positive comments and messages we got saying, can't believe you bought a boat, always wanted to do it, I want to see around it, was really great actually. So thank you very much for that. We were blown away, Gibbo. It was great. It was great. Yeah. Now I did say in that video as well that we're gonna, if anyone had any questions, we did get a few questions. I'll run through them real quick, and then like I said, this isn't a boat tour. It's just a little sneak peek of where we're living now. So real quickly, 4 questions. We'll cover this quickly. First question was, how do you go from buying land in Portugal to a narrowboat? That's probably quite a fair question. So if you watch the channel, you'll know that we were in Georgia. We bombed all the way from Georgia over to Portugal to go look at land, and then we were like, this isn't really what we wanted, what we thought we wanted, etc. And there was nothing wrong with that land per se. It wasn't right for us and the things that needed doing, and it also made us kind of think that maybe the whole off-grid living isn't what we want right now. And you know, I think it's a natural progression for a lot of van lifers to go from van life into land in Portugal as such, because it lends itself very well into going down that path as such. It's just not the path we're wanting right now. In the future, maybe, but we don't want to be isolated. Now, I know that people who have the off-grid living in Portugal, they're not isolated. They've got other expats, they've got the locals around them and such. But for us, I feel like we don't want to be 2 hours away from the coast. We want to be in a community where there's little cafes we go to. We love the cafe culture. You know, if we want to go to the cinema, it wasn't right for us now. In the future, maybe. And the other thing, which was we kind of realised as well, and we're already kind of feeling in the boat, is itchy feet. Because we've lived the van life now for over 2 years, we do like having that ability to move on whenever we want. Now we've been in the boat for 10 days in the same location, and we're now ready to move on. So I think that shows that we still want to, and hence, you know, be nomadic. We like to stay somewhere for a week or so, and then it's like, right, change of scenery as such. So that's essentially how we got to a narrowboat. That's just Hooch cuddling into his mum, and then into a narrowboat. Essentially, like I said in last video, we wanted to come back to UK because we want to work on our businesses, our projects. That's the best place to be. We wanted to be mortgage free, so we are. Again, we didn't, you know, we still want to be nomadic. We would get that itchy feet if we went and rented somewhere or purchased a property. You're then stuck in that place. So that's how, and a narrowboat fitted ticked all those boxes, because ultimately living van life in the UK, as we all know, can be rather challenging, but boat life is, it's proven to be way easier. So that's that. The next question was, do you have a fixed mooring or just float about? So we don't have a fixed mooring as yet. We are thinking about it maybe for when the real cold months come in, maybe like January and February, we might purchase one or rent one as such. We are floating about. Essentially, it's called continuous cruising. So the crack with that is you've got no mooring fees, and then you can cruise up and down the rivers and the canals, and you can stay at one location for 2 weeks. Essentially, after that 2 weeks, on the 14 days, you do have to move locations. I'm not quite sure how far you have to move, but you do have to move, because the River and Canal Trust, CTR,
yeah.
River Trust, or whatever.
Yeah.
The governing body, they do have people who come out and they look at your boat number, and then in a couple of weeks they'll be like, oh, this guy should have moved. And if you don't hit a certain mileage per year, they can actually revoke your license when you go to renew it. So you do have to move around. So you can spend 2 weeks in one location, then you do have to move up or down or left or right, whatever. Next question was, what sort of costs are there involved? So the first one obviously would be the mooring cost. That all depends on where you want to moor. Down in London is obviously crazy expensive because you're in London. As you head north, or depending on the location and the desirability, price come down. Again, we've not even looked into any types of moorings really yet, so I can't even give you a rough price on that. But I do know London can get a bit cheeky on the price. There's also things like your licensing. So you do need to buy a license when you buy a boat. Now this goes on the length of your boat as such. So we've got a 50-foot narrowboat. So for the year, that's 904 quid we paid, which isn't too bad considering that that's your license to travel up and down. And what that also gives you is to use the airs as such. They've got facilities every so often, get your fresh water, get rid of your black waste, bins. So there's somewhere to put, the UK can be a nightmare for getting rid of rubbish in van life, because everywhere, the UK's got tiny bins and you're trying to put your household rubbish in there. This is the big industrial sized bins and you're allowed to put it there. So it's great. So that's what that's paying for. And then the other thing which you have to pay for is obviously your boat insurance. Now, this is the easiest insurance I've ever bought. We literally went online, I think it was Craft Insure, and it's like, hey kid, you want down, don't you? Excuse me 1 minute. He's getting old. He needs lifts up and down now. There you go, Cook. Good lad. And it was just questions like, how was the boat? The value of the boat. Oh, I can't even remember the other two questions. It was really simple, and we got fully comp insurance, I guess it's called, for £192 for the year. So absolute bargain. And that's essentially the three main costs with boat life so far for us, and that's what we found out. And then finally, what is the process of buying a narrowboat? It's a bit like buying a car. You see it in the paper. Oh, the paper? How old am I? You see it online. You arrange a viewing. You go look at it. If you like it, you can then make an offer. And then when it comes to and as soon as you're ready to move in or they're ready to move out, you transfer the money across. Gives you the keys. Happy days. The one thing I will say is what they say in all online blogs is when you're buying a boat, get a survey done on the boat. A bit like when you go view a second-hand kite, you can get a mechanic to give it the once over. That's what the survey does. The issue with getting a survey done is that the boat needs to be lifted out of the water. Then, fees for getting the guy to come do the survey and obviously getting the boat lifted out of the water, it can get quite expensive. Granted, if you find serious issues, that could save you a lot of money in the long term. If you know me and Gibbo by now, you'll know that that's not how we roll. We didn't get a survey done. One, because of, again, money. Two, because we wanted to move in ASAP because he was ready to move out ASAP as such. And then the third reason was he showed us the previous survey, which had been done a few years earlier. We had a good read of it. We were pretty happy with everything on there. And I know I'm going to sound like an idiot, but he seemed like a trustworthy guy. And he gave us a really good sort of handover, takeover over the boat, explained, little bits and pieces. So we were fairly confident in buying the boat without a survey. And so far, in 10 days, it's going all right, isn't it, Gibbo?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're really happy with it so far. But I guess the true test is we're actually leaving the side tomorrow to start transferring through London. I guess that'll be the true test. And that, I think, that's all the questions. Gibbo, you got anything to add to that? Have I forgotten anything?
No, it's all good.
Right. What we'll do now is we'll do a little bit of what we call in the business B-roll to make the place look really nice, and then I'll give you a quick sneak peek round. Happy? Promised you a sneak peek, and here it is. just want to reiterate one last time, this is not a boat tour. So I'm not going to go into any great depth on electrics or anything really, because that will come in the future once we've made it our own. This is just a sneak peek. So we'll start at the front. These are our hobbit-sized front doors, which I have to squeeze in and out of every day. And then, you know what? It's a lovely little sort of like area to move into. As I said before, there are a few bits and pieces which we need to finish off on. Like, we just need to make like a little door for that. The mushroom vents, we just need to finish those off. Just cosmetic little things which we want to do to finish it off and then put our own stamp on it. As you can see here, a sofa. What's not to love about a sofa? And then we've got probably the, what's that saying? Like the main thing. I can't remember. Do you know what it is, Gibbo? No. We've got a log burner. We love the log burner, obviously, and it's not even got too cold yet, but we use it quite a lot. By all accounts, it's a really good log burner. I just like it because it's got like a little squirrel on the side, so it's really nice. So that's been beasted. Oh, okay, yeah, I can feel myself doing it. So I'm fine. I'm just shy of 5'11". I'm barefoot at the moment, and I don't hit the ceiling, but I'm still having a bit of an adjustment period where I sometimes find myself walking around and I'm kind of like almost stooping like that, where my neck's coming forward. Now I know my brain's saying you're not going to hit the roof, but so I'm still having to adjust to that. That being said, when I do walk in through that doorway there, I've hit my head a few times. But anyway, I digress. Kitchen area with a little table where we can do some work, scran, oven. Happy days. And then, I'll grab the camera and I'll show you our Jack and Jill bathroom, and then obviously our cozy little bedroom. Let's go. First off on the left, we have our shower. And as you can imagine, not having one in the van, we love having the shower here. Then we've got a tiny little sink, and it is tiny, but it works. And then we've got our toilet down there, which is in a real nice little box. It's a cassette toilet at the moment, but we're going to change that. We're going to build a video. We're going to build a compost toilet, and yes, there might be a video to that. And then as we move through here, this is our bedroom. So as you can tell, it's proper nice and cozy. We love it, actually. We've had some really great nights sleeping here already. Stacks of storage underneath the bed. Yeah, there's not much else to say. It's a bedroom, really. You'll see there, that is the sort of like hatch where we can then go into the back of the boat. It is tiny, but it's mainly used for, I'm thinking it's mainly going to be used for Gibbo passing me hot wets as I'm driving. So there you go. But yeah, that's our cozy little bedroom. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that. Right, usual admin. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, please. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, because why wouldn't you? Please subscribe. If you've got any comments, maybe your comments can be any more questions on #boatlife. What did you think of the inside? Obviously the outside does need a little bit of work, which we'll do early next year, but the inside I think is pretty awesome already. We've just got to put our final touches on it, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, and of course share the video with other people who love van life stuff, boat life stuff, nomadic stuff, all that good stuff. Anyway, but appreciate you watching. Thank you very much, and yeah, there it is.